Did things turn around or what? Tesla is down $19, 8% down, closed at 210.73. Wow. These stop losses came in handy. They came in very handy. Let's reanalyze this. Let's reanalyze this and learn. Each time something bad happens, we can use that to learn. This is not throwing off everything. Things work. Technical analysis works. We had a lot of buy signals. We had a lot of nice swings. This one was not a nice one. So let's go back to the thinking behind it. So we had the downward resistance right here. We need to break a downward resistance before buying anything. Boom. We had also a second downward resistance, and both of these were broken yesterday. So yesterday, things were looking very good. Yesterday, things were looking good. We also broke a horizontal resistance. Horizontal resistance. We broke that horizontal resistance, which was a 226.18. 226.18, boom, we had the break. We had the break. We stopped a little bit shy of 238, and 238 we know was needed to be broken in order to get 265. We had stochastic over 60. This is important. So technically, in terms of the pattern, in terms of the trend, everything was good. Now, what happened? Let's first look at the VIX. So VIX, which was a little bit higher than usual, we knew that. It closed just below 20. So it was a little bit higher than usual. This was one of the risk elements. And today we have the VIX that went up 2.48 and now going higher at 22.37. So VIX is not helping anything right here. So why did VIX go up higher? People got scared about some news that came out. So on the economic calendar right here, we had the non-farm payroll. This is the new jobs, the non-farm new job. And the U.S. economy added 142,000 jobs in August 2024, more than a downwardly revised 89 in July. We had 89 in July, which was pretty low if we compare it to the past right here. So 142 compared to 160 that was expected. The forecast was at 160. It is better than what it was in July, but it fell short of the 160 that was expected for the consensus. In terms of the unemployment rate, it stayed at 4.2, which was the consensus, and this is a little bit lower than where it was. It was at 4.3 in July. This one is a little bit better. And, we had some increase. Average hourly earnings for all U.S. employees on U.S. private non-farm payrolls increased by 14%. The wages increased by 0.4%, better than what it was in July, better than what it was in June, equal with May and everything. What was missed here is the non-farm payroll. This was interpreted quite badly, actually, and this caused this fear in the stock market. This is why we need to get out. This is why we need to have a stop loss. The thing I would do different, I choose a stop loss at 221 because going back to the 1 hour chart, we had some move right here at 221. We had a top Wednesday at 221. This is what I choose as a move. This was taken out in the first hour, boom. And then getting out at 220 prevented another $10 down. And what is interesting, if we go back to the 1 hour chart, we see this is, the first hour of the day, the first 5 minutes, we have a move down. This is easy to say in hindsight, but I've said it in the past also. When we get a buy signal on a specific day, we can look for the next day when we are supposed to get in. We can look at the first hour of the day. We can look at the first 5 minutes, the first hour, and see where things are going. So within the first 5 minutes, things started to go down pretty fast. So, this is not very conducive of something that will go up eventually. Then the second 5 minutes, we started to go down even lower, breaking a previous support at 226. So, within the first 10 minutes, things did not look super good. Then we went lower and we stabilized a little bit at 223 and we stabilized at the stop loss at 221. It stabilized there. It could have come back up, but then it started to break it and continue down. My goal here on this channel is to help you. I will be writing down, and this is going to be free. I'm going to publish it here somewhere. I will be writing down everything that I try to look at before getting into something. On my end, I was already into Tesla. You might have seen my little green thing a couple of days ago. I was already into Tesla. Okay, more risky move, but that risky move allowed me to get into Tesla a little bit earlier. I was there on Wednesday. No, I was there on Wednesday. Not all the criteria that we usually require were there. I was playing it a little bit more on the 1 hour chart, and I was already in. And for me, a stop loss at 221.40 was okay because this was basically even Steven to where I was. Now, if you entered on the first hour of the day at the open at 232, and then you had to suffer a stop loss at 221.40, I'll try to be more clear as to what are the steps that you can do in order to mitigate. If you entered this morning, a stop loss at 226.18 would have been pretty nice because, this would have meant maybe a $6 move down. I will be a little bit clearer next time as to how to mitigate risk a little bit more. Also, looking at the VIX. Looking at the VIX first thing in the morning is always interesting too. So first thing in the morning, the VIX started to go a little bit higher, but then it caved in. So that was not too bad. And then it started again. So, looking at the VIX is also something that can mitigate how you will enter into a stock. So looking at the first 5 minutes, the first few 5 minutes in a stock could be something that you could be using. And also in this case, and somebody mentioned this in the comment, I thought it was a great comment. We had some important news right here, and this came out at 7:30. This was the reason earlier this morning that the VIX went a little bit higher. I'll do something a little bit more organized and structured than what I can say into a YouTube video that I try to do in under 10 minutes. So I try to be concise, but being concise means that I don't mention everything all the time. So I will prepare something that will be more encompassing. Let's look at our indicators. What happened with our indicators, with this big move down, stochastic went below 60 in a flash. Stochastic is below 60. What is still really interesting is that our support is still intact. Not everything is lost. We could be having another round next week because of the non-farm payrolls that came out a little bit lower, this might entice Powell to decrease the interest rates. So this might give a little bit of a jolt to the stock market. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we have a little bit more resolution. We see that we are outside. We were outside in the past and recovered. So we have, in fact, a double support right there on the 1 hour chart. So let's just wait and see what is going to happen next week. Let's now take a look at the rest of the stock market. So Dow Jones coming down also. Dow Jones is down 1%. Tesla is down 8%. This is something else. So Dow Jones is now losing stochastic over 60. And we were into a big bullish channel right here. This is the bullish channel. And now we are outside of it a little bit more than with Tesla. And we have lost stochastic over 60. So now we have the support at 40,041. And if we start breaking this, then we are back into the big congestion zone that we were in. And, this is going to be a nice shorting opportunity. So we can make money on the way down a little bit here. S&P 500, also rough day, down almost 2%. So this one was going sideways. We still have a bit of support at 5,400, but we are starting to take down a bunch of supports right here. Stochastic is below 60. So now we should be in preservation mode and wait until we have another move up or a continuation in a move down. If we have a continuation on the move down, then we can start thinking about shorting. NASDAQ, the same thing, down 2.6%. So NASDAQ is a little bit worse than the rest. Big red candle. Stochastic is below 60. Bombs away. Things are falling right here. Let's take a look at our important stocks. So Apple fared pretty good. We have lost stochastic over 60. We have lost that horizontal support at 222. As soon as we start breaking 214.48, this is a short. We have next Tuesday the iPhone introduction. Apple could be influenced by that. Amazon back into its downward channel. If we start losing 168, this is a short. AMD into a downward channel. It's continuing down. We don't buy what's continuing down. So this one, we don't definitely buy it. We stopped at support. Support is still true. Look at this. Boom. We bounced. We stopped on it. We did not bounce, but we stopped on it. We'll see what happens next week. Adobe going sideways. ARM, into this downward channel close to the resistance. So, it's not as weak as to go on the support side of the channel. Last stochastic over 60, still stopping at 116.50. So the jury is still out. It's not impossible that we bounce on that support. Google, a big move down. This one, we have some support. Let's find support right here. Yes. So, I'm going to put support at 150.50 right here. This was a resistance in the past, and it became support a little bit here. This is the last support at 150.50 before going back into this big congestion zone that we had in the past. If we go lower than that, shorting might be a possibility. Microsoft a little bit down, 1.6. We could be going down to 388. Meta, not too bad. It's down 3%, but overall, in terms of the pattern, this is going sideways. Last stochastic over 60. NVIDIA also continuing down. Stochastic over 60 is also lost. We could be having support at 97. Palantir, not too bad. Still holding 29.31. SMCI, we are back to 357.91. SoFi did something similar. We had one good day and then it reversed pretty quickly. Take a look at our EV stocks. So BYD cannot break 30.71 right here. Let's wait. Lucid continuing down. Neo Battery Material, it opened quite high, but continuing down afterwards. Neo, the buy signal was right here. Buy signal was right here on September 4th. And now it's continuing. This one is pretty strong. So we climbed higher. So we broke the big congestion zone that was working since June 11th. Now we have support at 491. Novonix continuing down. Xpeng, we had the nice break right here. We closed higher. We closed higher than this downward resistance. This is the downward resistance. We closed it, but we did not break the horizontal resistance yet. So, this one, we are basically waiting for a break at 906. Rivian, pretty much flat line since the beginning of August inside the downward resistance. So we are staying on the sidelines for that one. Nouveau Monde Graphite continuing down. Nikola Mining, pretty good at 34 cents. This is strong. Bitcoin down 5%. So we are down to 52,700. XRP also big move down. We are close to 49 cents. Gold, a little bit of a down day, but still above support. And silver, silver is zigzagging a lot. As I like to say, zigzagging a whole lot. And this one has no stochastic, so maybe $9 is going to be the destination for that one. This is what we have with silver right here. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great weekend. We are going to talk on Monday, unless you are a member, in which case we are also going to talk on Sunday, where I do a Tesla Weekly Live. So have a great weekend, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.